Hi, Martina. My name is Ellen, and I'll be correcting this set of essays for you. Let's take a look at what you wrote about schools, if they should be more entertaining. Let's see. While some are of the opinion that education in schools should be more entertaining, others argue that its main goal is to educate. I firmly believe, no comma, schools should primarily put energy and efforts into the education. However, there are some highly reputable studies suggesting more playful ways of learning can help develop creativity and out-of-the-box thinking, which proved to be a helpful character quality in future careers. Okay, um, very nice. However, this sentence for me is too long. Here, let me show you what I mean. That's all one sentence. So generally, my rule of thumb is that if you see the sentence going into the third line, it's probably too long. Some people can do it, and certainly, yeah, of course, it can be done. But usually, when sentences start getting that long, they definitely run a risk of having some errors, and that's what has happened here. So let me show you. First of all, like I told you, you didn't need that comma after the word believe. So I firmly believe schools should primarily put energy and efforts into education. Okay. However, there are some highly reputable studies suggesting more playful ways of learning can help develop creativity and out of the box thinking. Stop. Full stop. Right there. Okay. Um, I like what you're trying to do. But this is where your mistake was, which proved that was the mistake. Or let's see, it could have been creativity and out of the box thinking, which can be a helpful quality. A helpful quality in future careers. Okay, because the A was wrong. And I thought this was a strange expression here. Helpful character quality. It should just be helpful quality. Okay, so that's how you could correct it. But if you want my honest opinion, I would have just stopped it here. Okay, and then you can explain how it's helpful in your body paragraphs. Let's continue. School plays an important role in child development, and education can significantly impact future life. As such, we can see how children who attended top level institutions from primary school all the way to universities were able to achieve considerable success. When asked what they consider to be a key to the successful career, the vast majority of them answered education. It is generally believed that a diploma from a prestigious university gives you a better chance to secure the position you are applying for. Okay, that's nice. That's good. However, you never tell us what kind of education. You see, this essay is telling us that education can also have entertaining elements, and is um, stating or is arguing that entertainment makes education better. Okay, so you focusing here on education, and successful career, and education was so critical to this. It's a little too vague. What I wanted you to talk to us about here is that this academic focused education is what led to their success. It was the focus on, you know, learning information, and really this kind of traditional classroom that was so important to their success. Okay. Um, Compared to the kind of more relaxed, like, hey, let's learn through play type of education, which the other argument is supporting. Do you understand what I mean? So this for me was a little vague because of the use of the word education. You need to be a little specific by stating that it's a focus on academic education and not having fun in the classroom that led to all of this success. Okay? All right. So, however, a recent Harvard study found a link between the entertaining way of studying and the ability to approach. All right, is there only one problem? There isn't. There's many problems. So let's try it again. A recent Harvard study found a link between the entertaining way, not studying. It's not that studying is entertaining. It's the classroom itself, that it's providing opportunities for fun in the classroom. Let's try it again. However, a recent Harvard study with a V, not a W, found a link between the entertaining classroom and the ability to approach problems in more creative ways. This study highlights the importance of developing abstract thinking rather than memorizing facts. It also suggests that students are capable of working more independently. Okay, so this is nice. However, for me, it's a little short. It needed more development, and I think you could have written a little more. You see, it kind of it doesn't really follow the IELTS format, if that makes sense. So this did. You had this whole paragraph, and it definitely felt like a paragraph that focused on, education. However, this really just felt like a counter argument to whatever you wrote here, but it's not a full paragraph. Does that make sense? So what I would have liked to have seen here is a more fully developed paragraph with um, a clear topic sentence. Okay. And then maybe even a little additional information. Like, how else could this entertaining classroom be beneficial? Okay. Does it increase motivation? Does it create, a stronger student community because kids are having fun with each other rather than having this like cutthroat classroom? So I think you could have developed this a little more, but I also wanted to see some of that. Um, like you started with an example. I would have liked instead you to start with a topic sentence and then give us give us the idea, okay, what it is you're talking about, and then giving us this Harvard study. Okay. Um, so let me show you what I'm talking about. Let me try to do it. It might be a little clunky because I'm doing it orally rather than writing it. So you said that the diploma, better chance to secure position. So then, however, there is undeniable evidence that entertainment in the classroom has a variety of benefits. Okay. Um, One benefit gained from learning in this classroom is creative problem solving. A recent Harvard study found a link between entertaining classrooms and the ability to approach problems in more creative ways. So do you see what I've done? I have I have a topic sentence where I tell you that this is about how positive entertaining classrooms are. And then I have a sentence telling you what one of those positive things is. You improve creativity. Okay, so I hope you're following me. I hope I'm making sense. And then I just followed up with what you wrote. Okay, so in conclusion, there are strong arguments to both sides, but I consider the main purpose of schools to be to educate because this system is tested by generations, and most of the highly ranked universities are based on such a model. Furthermore, you want one word here, then you want a comma. They have an immense amount of success absolvents. I don't know what you mean, successful absolvents to support this thesis. Okay. Let's talk about this for a minute. Okay. Let me just look at your introduction again. By the way, another way you know this is short is because it's the same length as your conclusion. So when that happens, that should be your cue that you've probably either written too much here or you probably haven't written enough here. For me, there certainly did not. I think we talked about how to cover that, so you should be okay there. Now let's talk about this. There are strong arguments on both sides, but I consider the main purpose to be to educate. Mm, okay. You know what you're doing here? You're giving us your arguments again, but you don't need to do that. Okay. You've got this because, and then you've got this furthermore, they have blah, blah, blah. You don't need that here, not in your conclusion. It's as if you were presenting new arguments again. And that's not what the role of the conclusion is. You needed to just say, but I consider the main purpose of schools to be to educate, full stop. In the future, schools will improve the balance between education and entertainment to facilitate student well-being as well as academic success. Okay, that would have been an appropriate conclusion here. All right, because you make a prediction about the future and how these two can be intertwined successfully. So that would be okay. This for me doesn't belong here. This, if it belonged anywhere, belonged up in this paragraph. Okay? All right, so let's go to your second essay about the skills and creativity that a child gains. Let's see. Some believe that playing with a child can be more helpful in developing skills and creative thinking rather than just plain reading. Okay, you need to be careful with this syntax here. Some believe that playing with a child can be more helpful in developing skills and creative thinking than reading can. Okay, that would have been a better syntax here. I fully agree with this statement because pleasant activities such as sports and games engage children far more than reading. Good. So, first of all, children who spend, you don't need all these commas here. First of all, comma, children who spend a lot of time playing tend to be far happier and more confident. So, no comma, no comma. This seems to be due to contact with each other, or due to contact with others, simply creating bonds that are truly crucial in the early years of human development. Also, activities such as painting, singing, or playing board games to help to develop profound critical thinking, which can be a very useful character trait in adulthood. Okay, good. Let's see. Okay. I think I would have liked something a little more about this. So, how does singing and painting do this? Could you maybe talk about that rather than just telling it's a useful trait? Maybe you could tell us some sort of a study, for example. So, for example, children who painted and sang in childhood were found to score 20% higher on problem solving tests later on in adolescence, okay, or later on as adults. So you could have done something like that. Something like that would have really fit here, okay? All right, now you have a first of all, so this really should be a second of all, okay? Second of all, young ones playing sports prove to be physically in better shape and also significantly more resilient to stress. People who are frequently forced to reach their own limits are more capable it's capable of, ing, are more capable of overcoming obstacles. Such skills can be useful, especially for children who would like to have a rather challenging profession such as paramedics, firefighters, or police officers. After all, entering exams for such fields of interest often mimic sports activities and games rather than an exam from a theoretical subject or a test of one's knowledge. Okay, so the skill they get is resilience to stress. Okay. And physical fitness, I suppose. Okay, yes. Fine. And here the skill is happiness and confidence, but you really needed to talk about creativity. Okay. In conclusion, enjoyable activities have a great advantage in a child's development, apostrophe S here, and play, because it's activities, play truly a major role in, I'm very confused. Hold on a second. In it's, who's this it's? Let's try it again. In conclusion, enjoyable activities have a great advantage in child development and play truly a major role. No, this doesn't work. I think you mean a child's apostrophe S. Let me do it one more time. In conclusion, enjoyable activities have a great advantage. Well, they provide a great advantage to a child's apostrophe S development and play a truly major role in its future well being. I would have put a semicolon here or a period. They tend to be stronger. Who, you should say it again. Children tend to be stronger both physically and mentally. In my opinion, those are key factors. Get rid of that A, which tip the scale in favor of playing games and doing sports rather than reading. Okay, it's lovely. Obviously, there was some trouble with this grammar in the conclusion. I do want you to be careful about that. Remember, it's going to be the last impression that you make on the examiner before he or she scores your paper. So you do want to be accurate here. So careful with some of this language. I like what you're doing. I think there are some minor things that need to be worked on, but on the whole, I think you're definitely on the right track. Okay. So good job. I'm looking forward to your next set. Let's see what you have for us. Okay. So good luck.